Few things in nature mark the passage of time more perfectly than the periodical cicada. Emerging like clockwork from the earth every 17 years, they appear by the millions, crawling, climbing, flying, singing their summer song at deafening decibel levels. And sometimes digging up memories that were buried along with the bugs themselves.
Cicadas certainly take me back. They take me back to my childhood, going out one year onto the playground, and oh my goodness, there were these big bugs everywhere.
It's April 2021 at the Howard County Conservancy in Woodstock, and not a cicada in sight, unless you know where to look.
Let's see if anybody's home underground. Oh yeah, this is really good. We've got holes.
Today, entomologist Mike Raup is on the hunt for the early signs of a group of cicadas known as Brood X.
Well, the early cicada researchers realized that in distinct geographic locations, there were massive synchronous emergences of periodical cicadas.
These are called broods.
We have 15 broods in total. So almost every year in some part of the country, there is a brood of cicadas emerging.
Out of all the broods, Brood X has one of the largest distributions and highest concentrations of cicadas, and Maryland is at its epicenter. But for now, the immature nymph cicadas are biding their time underground.
Yeah, here they are. Yep, they're just about ready to go.
Meaning that within the next month or so,
it's going to be a cicada palooza in the treetops. They're going to have music, they're going to have romance. It's what they do when they're 17 years old. Periodical cicadas belong to a genus we call Magicicada, magical cicadas. Part of this magic is figuring out how they keep track of 17 years.
One theory holds that the cicada's underground diet of tree roots provides not only sustenance, but information about the passage of time. But whatever their secret, each subsequent cohort of these magical bugs has attracted a lot of attention, ranging from fearful to curious to downright celebratory.
Oh my God, how fabulous.
Baltimore-based artist Michael Bowman of the Formstone Castle Collective has been eagerly preparing for the arrival of the 2021 cicadas for months by readying a public art project that showcases the beauty of the bugs.
Welcome to the Formstone Castle Collective's early museum of cicada art. We are casting over 400 plaster cicada sculptures so that we can have them decorated by local artists and then hung around the state. This one was made by my mom. We've got one here that's mosaiced with glass tiles and a really traditional teacup style on this one with gold leaf legs and everything. And we've got about 145 more coming back to us in the next few weeks.
The project, dubbed Cicada Pareta, centers around the cicada-adjacent theme of transformative change over time.
Some of it goes back to just being a kid in Maryland. I think I might have been 5 at the time of the first emergence, and because of that I was like, oh, I wish I could go see more bugs, but I'm just too little, and by the time they come back in 17, I'm gonna be a grown-up and won't even care about bugs. It's only gotten more exciting as I've gotten older, and I think more meaningful. I think it really gives you a chance to look back on the change in your own life, which is an important part of this.
Come May, rising soil temperatures across the state set into motion a mass exodus underfoot. Millions upon millions of wingless nymph cicadas crawl out of their subterranean tunnels and start their steady march up.
They're going to find a vertical structure. Once they climb up, their skin is going to split open. A soft-shelled cicada will emerge. By dawn, it will have changed from a beautiful creamy color to that jet black color, those beady red eyes, the orange wings, and they'll begin to make their way to the treetops.
And as they do, so too do their larger, more colorful counterparts.
We are in the Soburn Arboretum in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland, and we are taking advantage of some of the beautiful trees that are around here to put up some bugs. This one is number 105. The project was sort of thought up in the early days of the pandemic, and we knew that we'd need something that when we, like the cicadas, emerged from that long period of darkness, that we could have a simultaneous emergence of our art pieces. And we've been putting them up about since the first sightings happened, and we're continuing as we're watching the bugs crawl out of the ground. We like Soburn. It's one of the jewels of the city, and we knew that it would be a wild place for cicadas too. They're just almost deafening up here. There's so many.
West of the city, the Howard County Conservancy is another cicada hotspot, just as Mike predicted. And he isn't the only one here for the show.
The Nature Preschool at the Howard County Conservancy is brand new. What we do at Nature Preschool is take what's happening outside and what they're interested in and integrate it into everything that they're learning. Them being able to touch cicadas, let them crawl on their arms, learn that they don't need to be afraid of things in nature is what's going to help us develop these future environmental stewards.
Not to mention,
the kids can stand at a base of a tree and see the entire life cycle happening right before their eyes.
And what a weird life cycle it is.
Periodical cicadas have one of the most bizarre strategies for survival of any creature on the planet. We call it predator satiation.
Meaning, they emerge in such massive numbers that even after local predators have eaten their fill, there's still plenty of cicadas left to perpetuate the species and to dominate the early summer soundtrack.
It's only the male cicada that sings. He creates the sound with an organ we call the timbal organ. And when he joins the chorus of broodmates up in the treetops, they'll actually reach 80 to 100 decibels, the sound of a jet aircraft flying overhead or a lawnmower engine nearby.
Among other things, the cicada song functions as a serenade to attract that special someone.
If he succeeds, they're going to hook up and mate. After they mate, she'll move out to the tips of small branches to lay her eggs. She uses her egg-laying appendage called the ovipositor to cut slits in the branch. She'll then deposit 20 to 30 eggs in each egg nest.
Up to 600 during her lifetime. And within 6 to 8 weeks, the eggs will hatch. The tiny nymphs will fall to the ground, burrow into the earth, and start the 17-year cycle all over again.
It's a circle of life. For 17 years, they take from the plant. In the 17th year, they give back to everything on the planet that wants to eat a cicada. And finally, in their last act, they are going to give back to the very trees from which they've taken.
But these mysterious bugs are more than just a source of nutrients. They're also a source of memories, a living time capsule that erupts into our lives for just a few short weeks, but leaves behind shared moments to reflect back on in another 17 years.
You know, cicadas are my spirit animal. You know, they're a sign of renewal, resilience, being able to hang in there for 17 years. They're kind of cool.